I've always liked comedy. I've always liked stand-up. I moved out to Los Angeles with no real plan, and then my mom suggested that I go on stage and tell jokes because she always knew that, like, me and my brother would trade tapes back and forth. We would laugh. We were constantly quoting other comedians that we saw, and she just kind of knew that was the thing that we liked. She was like, "You should try it because you're already kind of funny," and I was like, "No." As a mom would say to her kid. But yeah, it was pretty much that. And then as soon as I did it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I love this." Well, it was a little nerve-wracking, I'll be honest. I think it was an open mic I took a bus to, and I kind of panicked. I didn't really have any jokes. Like, I'd sort of written all day at my day job, and then none of it made any sense by the end of the night. And then I just read bus directions, but I got a couple of laughs, so I thought I was a natural. I really love, like, Richard Pryor. Like, obviously it's older at this point, but just about any record that he's put out, I think I've heard, and thought was really good. I also love Carlin. I like listening to Lenny Bruce because it sounds like jazz music. Like, he's just kind of it's more about his cadence for me. I mean, his material is great, but his cadence too is like, I really enjoy it. But that's like the older school. I really think like anything, like, I love Mitch Hedberg, obviously, Doug Stanhope, Henry Phillips would be a guy I would point to that I think is amazing, and Dan Cummins for sure. He's fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like, I think there's something, anybody who gets up, there's something to be said. Like, somebody finds it funny, or you know what I mean. There's a place for it somewhere. So. Well, my favorite movie is Tommy Boy. Um, I think it's the closest thing to like a modern Laurel and Hardy that's ever been made. My favorite TV show. Whew, I don't know, man. I mean, going back to when I was a kid, I would say like the A-Team or MacGyver, but I would say as far as comedy, that's hard. There's a lot of good stuff. Like, Schitt's Creek right now, I think, is one of the funniest things I've seen. But there are other things that come out that continue to kind of impress me. But what I do with TV is I watch it and then I sort of forget it. So I retain like old Seinfeld, which I think is still a very funny show. Yeah, that would be as far as TV. I mean, it varies because the stuff is such a turnover, you know what I mean? Like, what's funny now is going to be gone or canceled in like 2 weeks. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think, is really funny. AP Bio's getting canceled. I think that's really funny. Yeah, stuff in that vein, though, I think is hilarious. I like, there's years of SNL that I think are some of the funniest things I've ever seen. Mr. Show, I thought, was one of the best written and kind of well-crafted sketch shows I've ever seen. One of the smartest sketch shows I've ever seen. I love Key and Peele. I thought they were great. I kind of got on that train too late, though, and they were sort of going off the air as I started watching it, which was fun for me because then I could just watch the whole show again, and I hadn't seen it. Monty Python. I like the ridiculousness of that kind of thing. I thought that the new one I just saw on Netflix was really funny. I Think You Should Leave. There was just a lot of that kind of I just think about some of the things I saw in there that makes me laugh, you know what I mean? I think what other there's been so many sketches. Like, I like The State, I like Exit 57, Upright Citizens Brigade, Kids in the Hall. My God, Brain Candy is such a funny movie. In Living Color, I thought was great when I was a kid. Second City, I kind of caught the tail end of that. I'm old enough that like I was seeing some of that on TV, so that's where I learned about Eugene Levy and John Candy and those guys. Strange Brew, that movie came out of that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to think if I left anything out. There've been so many sketch shows. Mad TV was really great for a long time. I don't know. There's been a lot. There's been a lot. I'm really hung up on the George Carlin one right now, where he opens his set with, "Do you ever notice why is it?" He goes, "Why is it the people who are against abortion are people you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place?" I'm hung up on that joke right now, but I think that's just political at this point. I don't know, the greatest joke ever written. I mean, just hearing Richard Pryor talk about throwing a brick at Jim Brown makes me laugh, but I wouldn't call that a joke. It's more of like something he did. Man, there's some. I mean, I've heard some funny street jokes. You know what I mean? That's really hard for me to pin down. I couldn't do that right now. I love working with Dan, so that's great. Again, I mentioned Henry Phillips, but like basically, I would name guys that I enjoy being around, like Henry Phillips, Chris Porter, Eddie Pence, Brian Irwin, Patrick Keane. Yeah, probably not super famous guys or guys you might have heard of. I mean, Porter's pretty up there, but and Dan is, I think, I don't know, just people I enjoy being around. So those people I just named, and then I'm sure there's like 1,000 more. Jen Murphy is hilarious. I like hanging out with her, so I could be on the road with her, you know. Yeah, but I mean, I'm willing to work with anybody, but if I had my choice, it would be guys like that. It would have to be people that knew me, so I think Dan Cummins would be a good one. Eddie Pence, Brian Irwin would be good ones. Jen Murphy would be a good one. I would like to hear what, you know, Richard Pryor had to say about me. I would like to hear what Red Fox had to say about me. I would like, you know, Garrett Morris is a guy who is still alive, who I love, who gives me a hard time a lot. So it'd be funny to hear what he had to say. Just anybody really quick like that, you know. Sebastian Maniscalco, that's one of my favorite comics working today. I would love to have him just tear me apart. It'd be really funny, I think. Some writing, and I like sketch, and I'm not as quick as I'd like to be with improv, but I enjoy it when I'm with people who are really good at it. It makes it fun. And like I said, sketch is great. I'd like to get into do more sketch, but I enjoy acting, and I don't mind writing if I'm writing with people or I'm writing something that interests me. You know, nothing's guaranteed. I hope I'm still doing it. I hope I'm still around. I hope I'm still able to get up on stage and tell jokes. You know, I don't really think of it too far into the future. You know. On Twitter at JONHUCK. My website is Jon Huck, JONHUCK.me, M-E. From there you'll find my Facebook and my Instagram and the rest of that. And I'm on a web series called My Death Co. that you can see online through my website as well. I would like them to just I would like them to feel like they related to me, that I've said some things that made sense to them, and that we laughed about the ridiculousness of everything, you know. Hi, I'm Jon Huck. Check out my interview on acutiepie.com.